All right, Ruthless fans, it has been a fun ride, but we are here at the Season 1 finale. Season 1, Episode 24, entitled Out of Time. Synopsis: Mac tries to defuse a potentially deadly standoff between Andrew, Malcolm, and Sarah. River tells Ruth how to handle the highest, and Marva's, the elder mother's cooking, puts Lilo in a perilous position. Okay. Alright, so first of all, yes, Jeremy, speaking in the third person, is doing his review on the day the episode comes out. I made it a point to watch the episode early this morning, as well as get the review out there quick, fast, in a hurry, because it is the finale. This episode was almost 50 minutes long, and I watched it on BET Plus, so it was not played at double speed. I did watch it in normal speed, which felt weird as hell because I'm so used to watching content at twice the speed it runs. 10 out of 10. I thought this was a great finale. For real. I thought this was a great way to close out Season 1. It ended in such a way that I'm like, holy crap, what the hell? Tyler Perry's going to... what are we going to do in Season 2? Because the ending was something else, but overall, I think the episode did a good job with pacing for the most part, even though I do feel some things kind of felt a little dragged out during the Andrew, Sarah, Malcolm, and Max scenes, but it was all for the purpose of setting up what's going to happen in Season 2, so I'm not going to hold that against the episode, because I do feel like I'd be contradicting myself due to the fact that there have been several episodes this season, well, during the back half, where I feel like they spent way too much time at the compound going back and forth between Paula, Zane, Lacey, Oliver, Tally, River, Ruth, Joan, the elder mothers, about like who can trust who's trying to leave. But then I'm like, well, yeah, they don't spend enough time with Andrew and the other characters, so I'm not going to hold that against the episode. And let me just double check here. I have 3 pages of notes because so much stuff happened. Now, with that being said, make sure you take a moment to hit the like button. Let's try to get to 100. Let's try to get to 200 likes. This is the freaking finale. Also, go ahead and hit subscribe so we can get closer to 200,000 subscribers. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. And follow me on social media, guys. Links are in that description box below. So, strap yourselves in. I'm not going to try to blitz through this review, but there was a lot of stuff that happened, so I'm going to try to not be long. But again, this was a almost 50-minute episode. So we start off the episode with where we left off. Andrew is holding a gun to Malcolm's head, and he threatens to shoot both him and Sarah. Malcolm calls his bluff because the fact that FBI, it's like they can tell when somebody's really trying to kill someone. And this was a teaching moment, because it turns out Andrew trained Malcolm. So apparently, you know, Andrew is the superior at work in regards to seniority. Look, I haven't worked in an office space in a while, so I forgot the terminology. Seniority, is that the right word? So basically, yeah, it's like, I trained you. Okay, all right. Felt a little Denzel there. It's like, I trained you better than this. How do you deal with a hostage situation? Come on now. Diffuse the situation. And I love there was one scene where Andrew fires the gun by Malcolm's head. It's almost like it was so close. It's like, damn, I thought he was legit going to shoot him in the head, which definitely was a foreshadowing for the ending of the episode, but we'll get there when we get there. And, you know, Sarah's freaking out. So Andrew calls somebody to come over to the house immediately. Hey, when you get here, come in through the back door. Because it felt like, I hate to make the comparison, but this really did feel like R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet, you know, the early chapters where Rufus caught his wife with Sylvester, and then he made the phone calls like, baby, come back upstairs and come back up here right now. And it turned out to be his gay lover. So it's like, it was in the same vein where it was like, I knew Andrew wasn't calling the man. Well, I knew Andrew wasn't calling a lover, but it definitely felt like that. It's like, hey, I caught my wife cheating and I'm calling somebody here that they don't expect. So Mac comes after the theme song, and he is, you know, pretty much acting like this is a hostage situation. And Andrew's like, see, he knows how to ask the right question. So he literally diffuses the situation. I definitely recommend watching the scene, like, for real. Watch the episode. This was a great scene. All right, so Andrew puts the gun down. All right, so then we go over to Brian and the sheriff, who go over to the Morrisons. I believe it's Herbert and Harriet, if I'm not mistaken. They are Dale's parents. And they pretty much ask about the whole thing about the Rakadushi. It's like, hey, have you heard anything from the compound? I didn't know I knew they lived close to the compound, but I didn't know they lived close enough where they can hear their singing. And apparently it's very beautiful. But they're a bit disgruntled because that one guy, Daikon, said that they were going to follow up with the payment for the damages to their truck. And they're on a, low income and they need that truck. So it's like, hey, if you don't go up there and make sure we get the money for the truck. The wife was like, I want to go up there to the gates myself and get it. And I think we all know that is not a good move. So it looks like the sheriff and or Brian will be going back to the compound because at the beginning, I think it was like in episode 1 when Tally was tasked to go steal a vehicle because she wrecked the car because Daikon hit her while she was driving. And she got the truck. And there were some damages to it in their escape. And then there was that one, I forgot the one guy's name, but he's the one who was part of the cult since he's been 13. We saw more of him during the second half of the season, but apparently, Daikon dressed him up in a woman's robe to say that, hey, he's the one that stole the truck, will pay for the damages, and they won't press charges. So, yeah, they have yet to pay. And remember, the Rakadushi are low on cash right now, so there's no guarantee that they even have the money for said damages, unless, Lacey made a decent amount of money, so we'll have to wait and see. All right. So then we go to the elder. I'm just going to say the elder mothers because there are more than one. So typically, whenever they're just talking to each other, like, 2 aunties, 2 grannies on the porch, that's what I'm just going to say. So elder mothers, they talk about the whole Lilo situation if he's still around. They just don't like the fact that somebody that rude is coming around here all the time, talking to them, doing what he wants. And apparently the Happy Meal, that's what I'm going to call it, the Happy Meal, should take effect soon. The way the eldest mother described it, it's going to be like a violent cleansing. So apparently like, diarrhea. So, yeah, apparently he's just going to crap his behind off. So they talk about the fact that, Joan is with him now. She's good at accounting. And they just reassure that, they hate Lilo. And the other elder mother's like, yeah, but we need him around in order to keep this place up and running. And it's like, well, we need to trust the Raku to make sure things are right. Then we go back over to Andrew's house. And, as Mac is diffusing the situation, Malcolm is hit by Andrew. And Andrew breaks it down like, hey, the cult wants Sarah dead. And I didn't come to kill her. I came here to stage the death. And then she goes into hiding. And Sarah doesn't want to do it. But then we go back to the elder mothers. One of them went to check on Paula. The other one went to check on Lacey. So we go over to Paula. She is doing her chores, but obviously she's still weak from the whole bleach situation. Zane is called in to help and tells her to drink something, but she says it burns when it goes down her throat, but it probably was due to the bleach damage. But she doesn't want to drink it. Paula doesn't want to, she doesn't have the will to go on, and she feels like God, is mad at her. And it's like, and Zane's like, no, the Raku. It's like, no, God. I said God. I'm like, oh, Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. And Zane just reassures Paula to hold it together because, she doesn't want Paula to do anything drastic. Then the eldest mother goes over to check on Lacey and tells her to go to the kitchen to get some work done. She's in pain because of what she went through, last night. And when the elder mother is on the steps waiting for her to come out, Oliver sneaks in. And she pretty much told him about the whole raping thing. And she wants to leave tonight, saying that, hey, come on with me. And he's like, look, I know what they do to people who try to run. They will find you. And it's like, well, I'll go tell the police. The police are in on this too. You can't leave. But she's basically fed up. Like, they just sent me out there to be raped. I'm leaving tonight. And after that, elder mother calls for her. And then that's the end of that scene. So I'm like, dang, that. There was a lot going on in this episode, guys. All right, page 2 of the notes. We go back to Andrew's house. Sarah's like, I don't want to go into hiding. Malcolm brings up the whole situation with Tally. Not the name Tally. It's like, oh, so what about that woman you were with at the compound? Andrew's like, shut up. Like, oh, yeah, we're the tough guy now. So basically what Andrew needs is a crime scene, a legit news report, photos of the death, and reassurance that their son's going to be protected. Mac even invites Sarah and Andrew and Sarah's son to come stay with him, while Malcolm's like, no, come stay with me. What about your wife? Like, no, she could stay with me. Malcolm is trying to have some kind. He's basically trying to hold, have his hand on the gear, like he has some control in this situation. And it's like, wait, what are you looking at him like that for? Basically, the way that Sarah's looking at Andrew. So basically, that she still cares about him, but Malcolm ain't having it. And Andrew says that he's close to solving the case. So hey, will you do this cover up? And we can get this thing going. I only need a little more time, and then we can crack the case. And Sarah agrees to do it. Malcolm is jealous, and Mac tells him to get his ass out of there. He's like, when are you going to call me? Get out of here. Okay. All right, so then we go over to Clark and Daikon, which was the funniest, I think the funniest scene of the episode. So Clark asks Daikon about the whole Andrew situation, the fact that he's on a deadly mission, and Daikon doesn't have confidence that Andrew will go through with it. Basically, if he doesn't, then Andrew's going to be handled. And there's no word on the violator yet. Basically, the male member of the compound who's been having sex with the women. And Clark says, I'll still look into it, but he doesn't feel comfortable looking at other males' parts. And Daikon's like, grow up and mature. So this is the real reason Clark decided to stop by. Hey, I don't want to be punished, but I need to tell you something. Elder Mother was flirting. What? And it's like every time Clark tries to say something, Daikon's like, don't say it, because he doesn't want to believe it. It's like, it's kind of weird though. I mean, because the Rakadushi believe that men are above women. I mean, is it because she's an elder mother that they hold some kind of respect for her? Because it's like, it's just weird to me. It's like you talk about how women are beneath men, but when a woman is called out for breaking the rules, you don't want to hear it. I guess it has to do with the fact that she's an elder. So basically, Clark does explain how she overheard a joke that he was telling Oliver, and then she brought me to her trailer, made me disrobe, and said that if I didn't, then I was going to she was going to tell you that I was allowing men to have sex with her or something. And basically, she wanted me to get it up to have sex with her. Daikon dismisses him, and then he starts busting out laughing and tells him to come back, and basically says, tell me everything specifically that's in her trailer. And I'm very interested to see how that scene's going to be followed up. All right, so we got River over at the Highest trailer giving him a foot massage, which apparently he really likes. So he asked him about Ruth and the fact that, oh, I saw you at Ruth today. Oh, you did? And she passed his test of loyalty. And also, the Highest asked River if he thinks that he's attracted to women and if he can sleep with a woman. And River reassures him, you're the Highest, you can do anything. Not only that, you'll be the envy of the men if she's with you. She loves being close to power. And turns out in his past, River was a con man, so it shows he knows people. The Highest thinks that they should believe in him regardless, referring to the men of the compound, those who snicker and whisper, thinking that the Highest isn't, straight. And from there, River is told to go get Ruth and bring her back. So Ruth is going to one of the punishment trailers, and Daikon's there waiting for her. And he pretty much says to stay out of the way of the Highest after she told him what the Highest made her do, or was going to make her do. And, so wait, will I be safe? Can you protect me? Basically, Daikon's like, my loyalty and love is devoted to the Highest. I can't promise anything, but it's like, but I love you. This was a good scene. I mean, it really makes you feel for Daikon, even though he's a complete asshole. But it was actually a very well acted scene. And I mean, Ruth really knows how to fake it. And, Daikon leaves and Ruth's on her own. So after that, we get a brief scene where Lilo's stomach is acting up and, he's taunting Joan about the smell, and then he gets up and leaves. No, actually, no. It's just a brief scene, but then we move over to the next scene where River talks to Ruth like, so what are you doing? Oh, I was working. Yeah, I need you to take a shower and then come with me to see the Highest. What? I know you've been with Daikon. What? Yeah, go wash off the smell. What? All right, so basically River takes Ruth to the side, and this is some good stuff. He explains that the cartel money, it's a lot of money laundering going on through the compound. There are millions. Now I see why, like, the people who know about the money finances are disgruntled. It's like this cartel moves millions of dollars through the use of the compound, yet they're paid peanuts. I think it was in the last episode that the highest mentioned, man, we only get like 10 grand, and he comes up in here and acts the way he does. So there are a few people on the inside who are trying to reroute the money as a safety net, because they know eventually this compound is going to fall apart. So when it does, they want to, leave and have money in their pockets. So Ruth is the key, because men aren't the way to get to the highest, but a woman might be the distraction that's needed in order for this operation to work. So pretty much it's a operation within an operation. It's like the Rakadushis are front for the cartel, and then of course you have people in the inside of the compound who are trying to get up out of there. So there's a lot of misdirection going on, and I like it. All right, so she goes to take a shower, and River reassures her that he's trustworthy, because if not, he would have dropped dime on her a while ago. Okay, now my final page of notes. And there are many who want to leave the compound who are also watching every single move that's going on, so River is to be trusted. And he pretty much breaks down what to do. After the highest comes, he's like a child, so make sure you hold him. He's going to dismiss you and want you to leave, but he's like a 5-year-old who was caught doing something naughty. So stuff happened to him when he was a little boy, so just make him feel safe. So Lilo demands directions to the bathroom, and Joan is talking with one of the other elder mothers after Oliver is the one that leads Lilo away. She tells Joan to go, and she'll take it from there because the highest wants to see her. Oliver takes Lilo to the toilet, but Lilo tries to come on the roof because, remember, she had just showered. Ruth tells him to back off, and then she walks away. He doesn't want to use the outhouse, and Lilo's stomach is just tearing up throughout the entire episode. So Oliver tries to take him to where the highest goes to the restroom, but he's not taking him in the direction that the highest trailer's in, which is where Lilo assumes the toilet is. Alright, so then we go to Ruth and the highest, and he pretty much tells her that she passed the test to prove her loyalty, and whenever he meditates to the Raku, he sees her face, and she is tasked to wash her hands in a bowl that's been purified by the Raku, and then he's like, okay, now you can trust me. Now you can touch me, disrobe. And I'm like, what? So then we have another brief scene where Joan goes to the highest trailer and Clark's waiting outside. He's like, oh, he's seeing someone right now, but if you could just wait over there, he'll call you in when he's ready. Okay. So then we got the highest saying that you can approach me now. And I'm like, damn, Ruth. This is why the episode gets 10 out of 10. I said it. This is sexier than the whip. Okay, maybe not, but yeah, I don't know. All right, so he's not feeling it, and Ruth is putting on the moves. I'm like, well, damn it, Tyrone, if you don't want it, then move over. All right, so she tries to get him to relax because he's like, you're not doing it right. So, the scene continues on. So then we go to Oliver leading Lilo, in a direction where it doesn't look like there's a toilet. And basically, while they're walking, he taunts him about the whole Lacey. Hey, remember that young thing you thought was in the trunk? So I sold her to 5 guys, and they went in on him and went in on her. And, it's like, wait, Oliver kills Lilo? And that's the end of the episode. 10 out of 10. I loved it. This was a great episode, guys. I really did. There was no Tally. There was no Poke or Melinda. But that's okay. I thought this episode did a great job setting up what's happening next season. And the biggest thing is, if Oliver really killed Lilo, that's going to be hell to pay for the compound, because remember, Lilo told the highest last week, every time I come here, the cartel knows about it. I'm very important to them. So if something happens to me, the cartel are going to stop and be right at your front door. So if you think I'm bad, wait until you see them. Oh boy, there's going to be hell to pay. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of the season 1 finale? What did you think of season 1 as a whole? I'll have a video coming soon, pretty much just giving my thoughts on Ruthless, because I love this show. This is awesome. Dirty, different, mature. It's a good show. Now, with that being said, if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.